The UAE or Panama? Which is the better place to keep your wealth safe? Both offer big benefits, but which one really delivers? Hi, my name is Rusudan. I have been working with Nomad Capitalist for the last 4 years, helping high net worth individuals legally reduce their taxes, get second citizenships, and go where they are treated best. So in today's video, we wanted to do a comparison between the banking options in the UAE and Panama. And first, I want to talk about why we chose these two jurisdictions, because they are rather far away, and maybe even without going into details, you will know which one works better for you. Because, for example, if you have more Latin American clients and you want to open a business bank account, it makes more sense for you to bank in Panama than the UAE. Or the contrary, if you have like more Middle East clients, maybe it makes more sense for you to bank in the UAE, because it will be easier for your clients to pay to your business bank account. But that may not be so easy to see if you're looking into opening a personal bank account, in which case you don't have one distinctive feature that will decide between Panama and the UAE for you. So this is where hopefully this video will help you, because I'm going to break down a couple of criteria where it will give you a good comparison between the banking options in the UAE and Panama. But the first thing that I want to speak about is just the general why we are looking into these jurisdictions. Both Panama and the UAE are very good, respectively, very good financial hubs in those locations. Like for Latin America, I think that Panama has grown a lot, and it is offering a very good opportunities for personal and also business banking. The same goes for the UAE. I think that the government there has invested a lot, and this security that the UAE offers is top tier in regards to banking options there. So it makes sense for us to be looking into these jurisdictions and deciding which one would work for you. I will start by saying that I think that both Panama and the UAE offer very good banking security. I think that the options that they have in the banking sector, the strong ties that the banking sector has and financial hub, that put both jurisdictions on our and every nomad person's radar. The first criteria that I want to compare these two jurisdictions on is the banking security and political stability, because when you're looking into personal banking and also looking into the best solution for you, especially if you're a high net worth individual and you are thinking maybe parking a bit more of your funds in one jurisdiction, you want to have a long-term stability there. I think that in that regard, the UAE banking gives you a lot of security, because they are very well capitalized. They have very good strong protection from the government, and the government has prioritized to make sure that the UAE maintain the status of the financial hub that they have, and they are doing a lot of initiatives internally to make sure that the banking in the UAE is very strong and they have all the support that they need. There are a bit more concerns with Panama because, for example, there's a bit more reporting now than it was before in regards, especially for Americans. You have the FATCA that you have to they pay attention to, and that means that maybe if you want a bit more privacy, like is it going to give you the privacy that you want? That may be the deciding factor for you in that case between choosing to bank in Panama and the UAE, because in Panama we are seeing a bit more increase of like reporting obligations than compared to the UAE. One advantage compared to the UAE that maybe Panama has is that Panama is US dollar based. So with the bank account there, you do not have to think about the exchange rates and any kind of currency fluctuations. So it may be a deciding factor for you in that regard. Panama also offers, of course, multi-currency accounts. UAE does too. So I'm not sure that is going to be the deciding factor here. In addition to the reporting requirements for Americans, I think that Panama is a bit more not concerning, but you have to be okay with all the with the less privacy that you would be getting compared to the UAE. The next thing that we can compare those two jurisdictions on is the ease of opening a bank account. And for the UAE, it is really, in some cases, they even have like remote opening, bank account opening. It is really easy. However, they do ask you like, why do you need a UAE bank account? So you may be asked to provide a bit more proof and explanation as to the connection to the UAE. No, Panama, in most cases, I think that it's easier to open a bank account with in person in Panama. For Panama, in the recent years, compliance has tightened and they have a bit more scrutiny in regards to what kind of questions they ask and what kind of information you have to provide. As we mentioned, compliance is a bit more strict there than it was before. So in that regard, I believe that maybe UAE is a winner here because both offer very good opportunities for non-residents. But with the UAE, I think that maybe it's a bit more straightforward and gives you the more clarity on what kind of information you need to provide and where kind of the questions stop. With Panama, it can be a bit more invasive in regards to the questions that you are asked. The next thing that you should pay attention to when we're talking about where to bank is like what kind of tax environment we have in these jurisdictions, right? So tax environments are very important. For the UAE, we have 0% personal income tax, we have no inheritance tax, we have no tax on the foreign income, which is a very attractive opportunity for any entrepreneur, especially looking into opening a business entity there and like working on his business opportunities. In Panama, we also have no capital gains tax. Panama is territorial tax system, which means that no foreign sourced income is taxed there. So there's no gains tax on foreign sourced income. There's no income tax on foreign sourced income. So it is a very good opportunity if you are not planning to have your business in Panama. You can just enjoy the opportunities that the territorial tax system provides for you. I think when we're talking about comparing tax environments between the UAE and Panama, I would pay a lot of attention to, is it for personal purposes or business purposes, because those can vary. And also, like if you're not planning to have any kind of business, for example, in Panama, I think that they are pretty close to each other. But if you're planning to do any, like any of your income will be deemed as a local source, then maybe Panama is not the right fit for you. On the other hand, the UAE, although it doesn't have like personal income tax, and like we know that there's very little tax on person. If you're planning to have a business, I would pay attention to the corporate income tax that they have, like the 9%, which can be, you can have a structure where it is not levied on you, but generally there is a business income tax for any business incorporated in the UAE. That doesn't mean that you have to pay that because UAE is a financial hub and a business hub where free zones are very, very much well known and very attracted to foreign investors. And there's a way to establish business and personal ties to the UAE and have the ability to enjoy both of best of both worlds, where you have the opportunity to bank in the UAE for personal or business perspective, but structure it in a way that you are paying very little or no tax. The next criteria I would be looking into to compare UAE and Panama is the ease of doing business and like establishing a company and starting a business there. Because in most cases, what we see is foreign investors or like high net worth individuals, they start by opening a bank account in a country and then use that country to have some kind of a business opportunity there. And kind of having a personal bank account is a stepping stone to increase the presence in those countries. In that regard, when we're talking about the UAE, of course, opening a company there is really easy. It's well known for that. All the free zones that they have, there's a very well established route that you can use to even remote open the companies. The infrastructure is there to make sure that you do not have lots of like paperwork to do. You do not have to go through a lot of like mundane forms to open a company. And in that regard, I think that what I would pay attention to, because there are so many free zones and so many opportunities, depending on what type of business you want to establish in the UAE, there are some free zones that are specifically like for like, let's say, IT infrastructure, and the laws and requirements there are really advantageous for those types of businesses. So pay attention to that. Of course, we know that there's a corporate income tax, but as we said, you can establish it in a free zone and structure it depending on your activity in a way that you do not have to pay that tax. So establishing a company and maintaining a company also in the UAE is not very difficult, though I would pay attention to like the recent changes, not recent, like in last couple of years, they have added a bit more requirements, a bit more reporting in the UAE. So that is something to just know about and make sure that you are not obligated to provide any additional documents, or if you are aware of those requirements. Now, Panama, as we said, is a territorial tax country. It means that any kind of local sourced income will be taxed, but anything that is foreign sourced, it will not be taxed. So it gives a very good opportunity for investors to structure it in a way and like not be taxed, not have like local source income and have no tax to pay. Panama also is a very well-known offshore structures. I think that in some regard, based on the way that you can use the company in Panama, it is more better suited for like holding companies rather than very operational companies. So depending on what your goals are and what kind of structure you want to establish, I think that maybe this comparison points gives you very good information about the decision, like which one is the best. Open a bank, open a company in, is it the UAE or Panama? And maybe that will be something that kind of gives you direction in regards to where to bank. What is the best option for you to bank? Is it Panama or the UAE? Now, having gone over the couple of items that we discussed, like the security and ease of access, and also the tax environments in both jurisdictions, I do think that maybe UAE is a bit more attractive in some regards, or a bit more well known, because they are striving to be financial hub, and it means that they are more open to foreign investors. The infrastructure is more set for that. However, I do think that if you have any connections, if you have anything to do in Latin America, I think that Panama is definitely a winner in that case. So to recap, now that we have compared Panama and the UAE, I think that in some cases it is very easy to see which is the best fit for you because of the connection that maybe you have in the region, or maybe the business interest that you have in the region will direct you to the decision. But if it has not, hopefully the rest of the information that we've shared today is going to help you to make a decision between the UAE and Panama. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to get more details, go to nomadcapitalist.com/apply, and we will be more than happy to help you.